Right now at 10, a few flurries across southern Wisconsin, making for some slick roads out there, but it's the temperatures we're keeping an eye on going forward. Plus, friends, neighbors, and family testify in the Chandler Halderson trial and what they call the unusual behavior he showed while his parents were missing. And later, the Madison School Board addressing its decision to go virtual to start the second semester and when it'll decide whether to move back in person. News 3 Now at 10 starts right now.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I'm sitting in the middle of what now seems to be a crime scene with somebody who is acting differently than I'm used to. And it just doesn't feel like a good idea.
And thanks for joining us. The second day of testimony in the Chandler Halderson case now in the books. Taking the stand today, several people who lived in the Haldersons' neighborhood who described Chandler's actions around the time he reported his parents missing and other family members, including his father's brother, who at times got a little emotional while answering questions. We'll hear from them coming up in just a few moments. Now, first tonight, the weather story. Temperatures are going to be dropping again across southern Wisconsin, prompting another alert day ahead of the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the backyard patio with our certified most accurate forecast. Gary?
Well, the snow and the wind certainly didn't help travel conditions today, especially in rural areas where the snow is blowing around. Now we just have some very light flurries around here. They're barely showing up on Doppler tracks. Some of this just still may be blowing snow, but with temperatures dropping, it's not going to make the salt work very well on the roads, and they're going to remain slippery, especially in areas that had some snow blow across them. But as we take a look at visibilities, they are improving. Most of what you see there is still from blowing snow rather than snow falling from the sky. High temperatures were very early this morning, right around freezing just after midnight, but we're now at our low temperatures for the day in the teens, a few places now in the single digits north and west of Madison, and then you factor in the winds, and we're seeing wind chills as cold as 10 to 12 degrees below zero to our south and west, and these wind chills will continue to fall overnight. Alert days are in the forecast for Friday and also for next Monday for very similar conditions. Low temperatures below zero, wind chills down to 25 below zero in the morning, and daytime high temperatures only around 10 with wind chills staying at or below zero for much of the day. For tomorrow, look for skies to be variably cloudy. We'll see low temperatures drop to about 8 overnight with wind chills down to about 15 below zero in spots. Tomorrow's high at 12 with wind chills staying near or below zero for much of the day, but it'll get even colder for tomorrow night. I'll tell you how cold it'll get in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. Continuing our coverage tonight of the trial of 23-year-old Chandler Halderson, charged in the deaths of his parents. Today, friends of the Halderson family testified, painting a picture of what they say Chandler was like around the time he reported them missing. Tahlil Muhaddin joins us to break down today's proceedings. Tahlil?
15 witnesses, from friends to neighbors and law enforcement, all taking the stand, helping build the case against Chandler Halderson with little pushback from his defense team.
Day 2 of the Halderson trial kicking off with testimony from longtime family friends.
This has really given me a sick stomach. I said, this does not seem right. Something's not right here.
Michael Hilgendorf and his wife Jane driving 88 miles to check on the missing couple.
Tell me what you found when you got to the cabin.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing, meaning no sign Brett and Krista Halderson ever made it to their cabin in Langlade County.
There was probably, I would say, 12 to 14 inches of grass, so the grass hadn't been cut, and you could see that nobody was there.
Jane breaking the news to Chandler.
And I was shocked that he said any bullet shells or any blood or anything. And I went, what? And he's like, did you find anything? And I'm like, no one's been here.
The Hilgendorf's twin daughters deciding to check in on Chandler.
We kind of just became their family, and they became ours.
But when they got to the Halderson family home in Windsor, they say things were off.
The detectives leave. I wanted to go with them, but
Why?
Just a weird vibe, and this is just not somewhere I just didn't feel very safe.
They testified hearing information that for those who knew Bart and Krista best was hard to believe.
In the moment he told me, they're probably just at a casino.
What did you think of that comment?
There's no way.
I could have given Bart a $100 bill, and I think he would have gave it back and said, no, we're not going.
Days later, neighbors say Chandler went door to door asking about their ring footage.
I was wondering if you were able to capture the road or my house.
The police actually came and downloaded everything they have.
Yeah, did it capture anything on?
We don't know.
But Halderson's uncle, Bart's brother, and former police officer Brett Halderson says it was his idea.
just knowing camera systems and knowing that sometimes they're not kept more than 24 hours, 48 hours or longer. And I wasn't aware of what Dane County was doing at the time. I thought it just would be prudent to try to preserve any information that would potentially have a license plate of a vehicle that stopped there that day.
The prosecution also showed a video inside the Chandler home that, once sped up, was just under an hour long. They plan to use specific sections of that video as the trial continues. The judge today warning jurors that tomorrow they will begin to see more difficult pieces of evidence from the prosecution.
Talil, thank you. Now, News 3 Now and Channel3000.com will continue to cover this case extensively. Tomorrow, we will once again be live streaming it. We'll have updated recap and a preview of what we can expect day 4 on News 3 Now this morning. And to get a more in-depth look, see the timeline of the case and watch it live, just head to Channel3000.com. We have an entire page there dedicated specifically to the trial, or you can download our free News 3 Now app. Next at 10, COVID cases in Wisconsin continue to increase, and for the second day in a row, a new single-day state record for cases over the past 24 hours, 10,288 new cases. Today, the CDC is now recommending Pfizer's booster shot for children as young as 12. This as Wisconsin receives its first allocation of COVID-19 antiviral pills to treat patients with mild to moderate cases of the virus. This initial supply is extremely limited. More and more children are being hospitalized with COVID. That's according to Children's Wisconsin in Milwaukee. They say while cases may be rising, the effects of variants like Omicron and Delta have not been as pronounced.
Thankfully, all the variants to date have not physically affected kids' health, physical health, as much as it has adults. That being said, we recognize that the adult systems are stressed because of the illness and the surge, but we also want to make sure that we realize there's a broader impact than just the physical effect on health. And we know for kids, we need to focus on the behavior, emotional, and social aspects and how COVID has affected those.
And new tonight, Marquette University delaying the start of classes a week will also require students to have their booster shots. Highly recommended for faculty and staff, but not required. The university says proof of booster shots must be submitted to the university by February 1st. And Edgewood College, locally, also delaying the restart of in-person courses. Officials announcing today in-person learning will now begin on January 24th. Graduate, online, and accelerated courses are not affected. The Madison School District says it will announce tomorrow if students will be returning in person on Monday. Tonight, the superintendent and district health advisor spent hours defending their decision to go virtual until then, starting tomorrow. The meeting was filled with questions and comments from frustrated families, parents of students with IEPs, young kindergartners, and an environmental professor from the UW all argued against virtual learning, while speakers, including a local pastor, argued for it if necessary. But all agreed on one thing: the district, they say, has not been as transparent as they would have hoped.
I realize that it is extremely difficult to make difficult decisions in difficult times.
I think public schools should be open to, if they're able to open, they're an essential service, and they should be the first to open and the last to close.
Superintendent Carlton Jenkins cited the 18% positivity rate in Dane County as a reason the district decided to move virtual tomorrow and Friday. He said he understands parents' frustrations with the sudden nature of the decision and wishes he could have made the decision earlier, too.
Because I've been in this fight a long time. The pandemic has given us an opportunity to really look closer at what we need to do. But you know, it's been changing rapidly, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month. And if someone would have told me that Omicron was coming on as we were preparing for COVID-19, I would have been happy to take that information.
Health advisors in the meeting say masking and testing will be keys to returning to in-person safely. The district purchased thousands of N95 masks for students and teachers, and MMSD has 30 testing sites within the district. And these conversations are happening all across the country. In D.C., students must have a negative COVID test before returning on Thursday. Detroit delayed school return and is going virtual through at least January 14th. And in the country's third largest school system, Chicago, classes are canceled after the teachers union voted to go virtual. The school system considers the move a work stoppage, and teachers will not be paid. Health experts say it's time to upgrade your COVID masks. For nearly 2 years, we've been hearing how important it is to mask up, but with the new rapidly spreading variant, experts say cloth masks don't cut it anymore, and it's time for an upgrade.
typical cloth mask might be 50% effective, and that was okay before. It doesn't seem to be enough with Omicron. We have special masks called respirators, such as an N95, that offer much greater protection. They're able to block 95% of particles that are either going out of your mouth or that you're breathing in.
As for children, Dr. Marr says also choose a good mask that is comfortable with good fit and filtration. Some respirators are designed for kids, but N95s are not designed for younger children. Pandemic once again disrupting music's biggest night, the 64th annual Grammy Awards being postponed due to health concerns linked to the virus. The event, originally scheduled for January 31st in Los Angeles, there is no word yet on a makeup date. Tonight, the Dane County Sheriff's Office asking for your help finding this 17-year-old girl, Jaylene Avendano Perez, last seen in her home in the town of York back on December 29th. Officials say she may be with friends in Waterloo, Columbus, or the Madison area. Anyone with information should call the Dane County Communications Center. On the eve of the anniversary of the January 6th riots at the U.S. Capitol, more than 700 people have been arrested, and the FBI says it is still looking for 350 others who they call violent criminals.
Those who assaulted officers or damaged the Capitol face greater charges. Those who conspired with others to obstruct the vote count also face greater charges.
The divisions that led to the attack continue to persist a year later, with many Americans still believing the election was stolen. A CBS News poll shows 66% of Republicans believe there was widespread fraud in the 2020 election. Well, this is the scene after a horrific fire broke out this morning in Philadelphia at an apartment building. Fire officials say they don't yet know what caused the fire that killed at least a dozen people, most of them children. The Philadelphia Housing Authority owns the building. According to its records, smoke detectors were working during a May inspection, but fire officials say none of them were operating at the time of this fire. The oldest known United States World War II veteran has died. This is video from Lawrence Brook's 112th birthday celebration just a few months ago. According to the National World War II Museum, Brook served in the predominantly African-American 91st Engineer Battalion after the war. He lived in Louisiana. He is survived by 5 children, 13 grandchildren, and 32 great-grandchildren. After 8 years on the job, a Rock County Sheriff's K-9 is officially retired. That's K-9 Deputy Sasha, who had been with the agency since 2013. Over that time, the office says Sasha conducted more than 150 tracks and more than 600 drug-related searches. The Sheriff's Office still has 2 other K-9s and is in the process of receiving a 3rd. Still ahead at 10, we'll check back in with Gary, the latest on this week's alert day and how low we can expect those temperatures to drop. Plus, a major local employer expanding this year. The plans for Stoughton Trailers coming up next.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
You and me, partner, we meet center of town, high noon.
Hold on. Nope, Daisy's got last one lessons at noon.
Okay, high 2 o'clock?
I got a spur fitting at 2 o'clock. How's about 3?
I'm getting thrown through a saloon window at 3.
We don't need any more overscheduling, but we could all use more ways to save.
I can squeeze you in between swim class and Kevin's harp recital at 3:30.
Thought we was eating beans at 3:30.
Right.
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
Tell you what about Tuesday?
Prepare to feel good in 2022. Join Planet Fitness now for zero enrollment, $10 a month till January 6th. Enjoy tons of equipment in our cleans gloves for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone.
It's all about the endorphins, baby. What's up?
Get to this place, I tell you.
Amen, baby.
Feel Fit-tacular in 2022 for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 6th.
Start the new year off right with Menards Bag Sale. Pick up a bag in-store and get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag now through January 15th. Whether you pack it, load it, stuff it, or stack it. From light bulbs to tools, snacks, and much more. Fit it in the bag and save 15%. So pick up a bag in-store and find out how much you fit in the bag now through January 15th.
Isn't it great
celebrate how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time. How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away. And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time. Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
COVID's latest surge has stressed healthcare workers like never before.
Josh Breider shares how one grateful community is saying thanks to the heroes who served them.
And we have an alert day in the forecast for bitterly cold temperatures. We'll have the details from 4:30 to 7 tomorrow morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. A lucky person could make history with Powerball tonight. The lottery says its jackpot is now worth $630 million. So get those tickets ready. Here are tonight's winning numbers: 6, 14, 25, 33, 46, and the Powerball is 17. This is the Powerball's 7th largest jackpot ever. The lump sum in Wisconsin, by the way, after taxes would be about $250 million. It's been three months, 39 drawings since someone has won a Powerball jackpot. And if you win it, maybe here's something to buy. Today at the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, General Motors unveiling its all-new electric Chevy Silverado. It can travel up to 400 miles on a single charge. Besides a nearly 6-foot-long bed, there's also a trunk in the front and a brand-new display loaded with features.
How are cars and trucks becoming more high-tech?
Auto manufacturers have kind of realized that they create technology. Consumers really expect not just cars that are efficient, but cars that are high-tech.
CBS News tech reporter Dan Patterson says it's not just car companies unveiling vehicles like this today. Sony, best known for electronics, of course, and gaming, showed off its Vision S, an electric SUV that could be available down the road. The economy ended 2021 strong, at least according to the ADP employment report. 807,000 private sector jobs were added in December. That's more than double what economists had predicted. According to ADP, America added 6 million total private sector jobs last year, but it was still down 4 million compared to pre-pandemic levels. Stoughton Trailer is expanding this year. The transportation equipment giant building a new plant down in Waco, Texas. It'll manufacture chassis products and bring 125 jobs to the Waco area. Locally, the company also installing a new chassis production line at its Wisconsin facility. That move is expected to bring 150 new jobs to the state. The school district of Beloit receiving nearly $300,000 from the U.S. Department of Justice to fund security improvements. It's part of the DOJ's Community-Oriented Policing Services Office School Violence Prevention Program, and it comes after a student was arrested at Beloit Memorial High School for an alleged off-campus homicide last year. The second largest wildfire in California history was caused by power lines from Pacific Gas and Electric. That's according to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. That fire scorched more than 950,000 acres from July to October and destroyed 1,300 structures. Up in northern Wisconsin, we're seeing video of the high waves of Lake Superior pounding against the ice on Wisconsin Point today. The south shore of Lake Superior saw lake effect snow, several inches there of accumulation as well. And in Madison, drivers should still expect some slippery conditions on our roads. The Streets Division says, and Gary mentioned this earlier, it's too cold for the salt, so they'll go with sand on some main routes. They don't expect to be able to salt until at least Saturday. And for more on what we can expect in the days ahead, here's Gary.
Well, we're not expecting much in the way of any accumulating snow, but the bitterly cold temperatures are going to stick around for a while. You can see just some light snow showers and flurries moving through southern Wisconsin, not going to amount to very much. And upstream, there's not much other than lake effect snows now hitting the central portion of upper Michigan, and then on the other side of Lake Michigan, the lake effect snow squalls are starting there. Most of the Midwest has pretty decent snow cover. All of Wisconsin is snow covered. Only exception is areas of western Iowa into eastern Nebraska, but even there, temperatures have been very cold. And you can see the strong wind gusts that we had today were strongest just to the south of Madison. Many locations near the Wisconsin-Illinois state line were around 45 miles per hour. Madison's highest wind gust is only 30 miles an hour, but down to the south, we saw gusts in the 40 to 50-mile-per-hour range across Iowa and Minnesota. The winter weather advisories are no longer in effect across Wisconsin. Still winter storm warnings for heavy lake effect snows up near Lake Superior into upper Michigan, and then on the other side of Lake Michigan, we'll start, as those winds become more westerly, we'll start to see lake effect snows on the other side of the lake. Wind chill advisories are in effect west of the Mississippi River for tonight into tomorrow, and winter wind chill warnings in effect for parts of North Dakota and South Dakota and far western Minnesota. Some areas there can see wind chills down to 50 below zero by early tomorrow morning. Now, we have alert days in the forecast for Friday and Monday for low temperatures around 5 below zero, wind chills as cold as 20 to 25 below zero, high temperatures during the day only around 10, and wind chills staying below zero through the day. Right now, temperatures are still in the teens across Wisconsin. They fall below zero over western Minnesota and are already close to 20 below zero in parts of eastern Montana. You factor in the winds, though, and we're seeing wind chills in the 35 to 45 below zero range, even just north of the U.S.-Canadian border, that pocket there, wind chills 50 below zero or colder. Now, we're not going to get quite that cold, but some of that cold air will be heading in our direction, and that's because the upper-level winds now, the jet stream is kind of combined. We've got a northwesterly wind flow from the main branch of the jet stream, but the polar jet stream is now starting to join and with the main part of the jet stream. And so now we're starting to get the cold air from central Canada pouring southward across the central part of the country. Another little cold front has moved through southern Wisconsin, generating a few snow showers and flurries, but the main effect is that it's going to cause those temperatures to continue to drop. Right, we've been around the middle teens all day. Now you can start seeing temperatures in the single digits to around 10 degrees to our north and west. And on future track, we'll still see clouds tonight and through much of the day tomorrow, but it's not going to affect temperatures very much. You're going to stay very cold, and then as we clear out for tomorrow night, that's when the really cold air arrives. So for tomorrow, look for variably cloudy skies, maybe a couple of flurries. High temperature only at 12 with wind chills at or below zero for much of the day. 7 to 10 day forecast, that alert day for Friday with a low of 5 below zero and a high of only 11. A brief warm up on Saturday up to 32, but there could be a couple of flurries or maybe a little freezing drizzle. Temperatures start dropping on Sunday. Another bitterly cold day on Monday into early Tuesday morning, and then temperatures rebound to around 30 for the middle of next week, and we turn colder toward the end of the next week, but nothing in the way of major storm systems.
And coming up in sports, the Badger women's hockey team is skating for a cause on Monday. Why books are mandatory at LeBon. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The Home Expo is coming this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Meet the top builders, remodelers, and home improvement experts at the Monona Terrace Convention Center this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Matt, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
Just 2 pills for all-day pain relief. Aleve it and see what's possible. And also try Aleve X topical pain relief.
So here's what we won't do. We won't let self-doubt win again. Because together, we're working on something more real.
Elbows in.
With a real plan and coach for real 360 support. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Weather can be weathered,
with technology there to help you in a Ford Escape. Winter roads can be tough. Bronco Sport, tougher. And Explorer can take the bite out of chilly mornings. Ford, winter like you mean it. Hurry in to get a great offer on a weather-ready Ford SUV. Visit your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers today.
News 3 Now, your vaccine information headquarters.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The key to a good Gatorade bath is to actually soak the person in Gatorade water or even mayo now, thanks to the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Greg Gard is normally the one getting doused in it, but Monday night he turned the tables, and the plan was great. The execution, however, was not. Gard's cooler dump somehow missed everyone. And after having a chance to review the tape, the Badgers broke down his poor attempt.
2 out of 10. We'll give him a 2 for effort. Execution was not great. I think we need to get him a little bit more practice. He's used to getting the Gatorade dumped on him, so we'll make excuses for him, but hopefully we'll give him another shot here in the next few months.
I'm going to give it to him. The bucket was a little heavy. The assistant coaches did a good job of getting us all in the middle so he could pour it on us, but, you know, Coach Gard ain't in his prime no more, so he couldn't really lift it like that.
Speaking of the Badgers, Johnny Davis has been named to the Wooden Award mid-season top 25, and that shouldn't come as much of a surprise. The Wisconsin sophomore sits 3rd in the nation in scoring, putting up 22.3 points per game. Davis is the first Badger since Ethan Happ in 2019 to appear on the Wooden mid-season list. Frank Kaminsky won the award back in 2015. The Bucks with 10 guys out for tonight's game against the Raptors, including Mike Budenholzer, so Darvin Ham served as the head coach. Milwaukee's first half was a good one. Chris Middleton gets the bounce for 2 of his team-high 25 points. The Bucks scored 77 in the first 2 quarters, but scored only 34 in the second half. They fall 117 to 111. The UW women took the court for the first time in nearly 3 weeks, and we're looking for that first Big Ten win of the season. Unfortunately, Indiana had other plans. The 6th-ranked Hoosiers beat the Badgers 76 to 53. Badgers, Blue Golds, and books. And the latter is your ticket to get into Monday's women's hockey game. Bring a children's book and check out the nation's top-ranked team. Well, sounds like a pretty good deal, but it gets even better. The books will be donated to the Madison area schools to help get books in the backpacks of future Badgers. And those current Badgers couldn't be more excited to help out their community.
The opportunity to give back to our community is huge. So I think it'll be a fun event for us and also fun for the fans, and hopefully a lot of kids will benefit from it as well.
I think books are hard to find sometimes, and it's not a casual thing to do is read anymore. So I think just bringing books and helping the community and the schools around us is something cool that we can give back.
And a day after Tony Granato had to tell his team that they wouldn't be playing against the Buckeyes this week, the series is back on. Instead of playing Ohio State Friday, Saturday, the two will drop the puck on Saturday and Sunday at the Kohl Center. Saturday's game starts at 6, while Sunday's is set for 3 o'clock. We're back after this.
USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably served and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
The big in-stock winter blowout sale is on at Slumberland Furniture. Over 20 different sofas in stock and ready to go. Over 50 accent chairs and recliners too. Everything is on sale and shipping is free. Huge store-wide savings at Slumberland Furniture.
4 days only at Slumberland Furniture. 40% off a single item.
Thursday through Sunday, 40% off. Online and in store. Don't miss our biggest discount ever at Slumberland Furniture. 40% off right now.
Hello, I'm Gary Canolti, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise August 9th through the 21st. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night Holiday America Line cruise, including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, to learn more about this tour and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
In winter, you add an extra layer when you head outside. This year, you can do the same thing inside, too. A COVID booster makes your protection stronger, even against Delta and Omicron. So if you're vaccinated and 16 or older, give yourself an extra layer of protection in crowded stores, restaurants, wherever. Right when you need it most.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 16 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game. So you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 2.49% APR for 60 months on Toyota's most popular 2022 models. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best-kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And back to Gary for a recap of our forecast.
Still have a few flurries out there, but it's really not amounting to very much. The temperatures, though, are starting to drop. We're at 12 in Madison, already down to 9 in the Dells and 8 in Viroqua. You factor in the winds and wind chills now. 0 in Madison, but down to 11 below 0 in Platteville, 16 below 0 in Dubuque, Iowa. Look for a low tonight of 8. Tomorrow's high only at 12, maybe a couple of flurries in there, but bitterly cold weather arrives for tomorrow night into Friday.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Stay warm out there. We hope you have a great Wednesday night.